I guess my next one that I would choose would be the South Beach Palms. They seem a little stuck up, so I kind of wanna beat their smug faces.
That makes you want to, because it's all about respect, right? It's like a respect of competitive.
Yeah, so like they're the second newest team in the grid leagues, so I really want to kind of, remove them from being the best that they can be. I really want to, like, on top of them losing to the Lions, on everybody else, I want them to lose to us. I'm very excited to be part of Daytona Venom. It's a bunch of good guys, we're a bunch of misfits. A lot of us are from different teams. Like, I was originally from the Fort Lauderdale Lions.
Do you have a nickname?
Rhino?
Rhino.
Rhino. I used to be a lot bigger than I am.
Tell me, where did Rhino come from?
You want the real story or the fake story?
I want...
Okay, so here's the in-between story. I'm big as a rhino and I can move weight. That's kind of like the gist of it. The true story is really kind of stupid, because there was a guy at my gym named Melendez, and he drove a Mustang, so they would call him Mustang Melendez, because he'd always drive up in his like newest Mustang or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, Mustang Melendez, that's badass. But then I was like, what's my nickname? And then they were like, Rhino Robbie, and I was like, all right, cool. So then I changed my Instagram, and I've been Rhino Robbie ever since. So that's the true story. It's boring. So growing up in Arizona, I graduated high school and I immediately moved out on my own. I went to a community college for a little bit. I've always wanted to be a registered nurse, so I was doing my, easy classes, I guess, English, writing, all those, get those out of the way at a community college. And then when I was ready, I applied to nursing schools, and one of the schools I applied to was NSU, and they accepted me. So in 2011, I made the drive over from Arizona to Florida, and I pretty much stayed here ever since. I am a registered nurse. I work here in Miami at the urgent cares, and I work at all of them, so I'm constantly driving to different locations throughout Miami, and sometimes they send me up north to Fort Lauderdale. But I pretty much work 12-hour shifts, so I wake up and I go to the gym, and then I get dressed or take a shower at the gym, and then make my way over to work, and I work my 12-hour shift, get home, and then if I work the next day, I do it all over again. But I work those 12-hour shifts, and it allows me to, 3 days on, 4 days off, so it allows me to get some good training in on the days I'm off. We always want to be the best we can be, and I want to, train as much as I can, but when you work those 12-hour shifts, it's hard to wake up early, and, I got to wake up at 5:30, and for some people that's early, for some people it's not. For me, it's pretty early. So I get to the gym 6, whether it's CrossFit or like a global gym, I'm pretty much there for an hour, hour and a half. I get, quickly what I need to get done, and then I race off to work and start my day. I would say Fort Lauderdale Lions, I would love to demolish them, but I come from that team and I know the team, and they're really great and they're very cohesive, but I have too much love for them to beat them. So one thing that's cool about FGL is that they have designated specialists, so it's not like CrossFit where you have to do everything. all at once and it's all on you. You're pretty much with a team and you have strength specialists, gymnastic specialists, and you have the utility players that can kind of do everything. In between, you have the utility players getting you to those specialty movements. And what's awesome about Grid League is the strategy behind it is that you have to put in your players and you can only use certain number of players, and you also have to consider the gender of players. So you have the females versus the males, and then you have to swap them out, and there can only be, like, at one point a female and a male on the field going at it, or all males going at it, or all females going at it. So I think that's really the most interesting aspect of it, is that the strategy that goes in behind it, which, you know, a lot of audiences probably don't notice it, but the coaches are very strategic in this manner of who to play, when to play them. And halfway through the match, you need to like sub out a player because, you know, they're smoked and you need somebody fresh, and you're allowed one of those, and that's pretty cool too. So I think that's also one of the most interesting things, is that it's so dynamic that you can get lost in it, but when you're watching it, it's really entertaining and exciting.